welcome back. Wow, what a great week it's been. I can't say, wow, how quickly it's gone. I'm Michelle Conway. This is Psychic Angel Guidance, and you're, of course, on the best network there is, A1R Psychic Radio. And I have a really special guest today, and it's Jacqueline Closemore. How are you, Jacqueline?
I'm apparently falling from the sky.
Well, I could have a very similar event.
Happy birthday to you, Lydia. We have to say happy birthday to
thank
you.
you.
It's still yesterday in America.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, is it my birthday again? Have I got two this year? Am I that lucky? I think I might be.
I think we all are. I think all of us Australian psychics that are dealing with stuff overseas are definitely having two birthdays. And, we probably need it because when you're operating in two time zones, it sort of gets a bit crazy after a while.
It sure does. And as long as it doesn't make us a year older.
Unfortunately, it's inevitable. Although, if we go in the TARDIS, I think anything is actually possible.
I was actually thinking, what if we went the other way? We might be able to go backwards and lose a few years.
Oh.
Would that work?
Look, I can see both advantages and disadvantages in every time possibility of history here.
No,
I think if we go back to the Middle Ages, I'd like to be a witch, but one that isn't found.
Oh, yeah. I'm there with you. I think I'd live in the countryside and forage for berries.
Yes, far away from other people. Possibly having a few horses, or in German, Pferd. It's just a German way of saying it. Sorry, I've just gotten technical.
Okay, well, Jacqueline, you have written a book.
Well, I've written a chapter in a book, and I'm currently dawdling on finishing an actual solo book. But the first book that I've gotten published in is actually this one. Yeah. And it's Journey of a Lightworker, and it's actually the stories of all these different lightworkers around the world. And so it was really interesting writing that because up until that point I'd written lots of stuff in magazines, newspaper, all that sort of thing, internationally, and also on digital. And I'd always sort of gone, but how do I write a book?
Oh, I hear ya.
Oh, yeah. So once I wrote this, as soon as I wrote this chapter, it was like, that's how I write a book. I just couldn't believe that simply being published in a joint book with a chapter would then make it incredibly clear as to exactly how I should write my book and get that finished, is doing. But I sort of have to balance it in between all the clients and then downtime and then commuting and trying not to jump on the plane at the wrong time.
Yeah, it is a real juggling act. I hear you, and that's what I've been doing lately, juggling everything, as you know, behind the scenes, what I've got going on. So, Jacqueline, what is the most funniest place you've ever done a reading or the most standout reading for you? I hear you having a guess there, so...
Oh, God. I'm actually reminded of the time someone asked me for a cheaper price reading for an event, and I actually sent her a response. It's really naughty of me, but I just had it up to here, and I said, well, actually, go to Luna Park in St Kilda, Australia. There's a guy there called El Magnifico. Have you heard of him, Michelle? And I said, he will charge you the cheapest price. He only needs a gold coin donation. And as long as you focus your question, he will give you a very focused, animated answer. It's like he lights up. And I said, all you need is actually power. He needs electricity. Now, you can't really ring him. You just need to go there, visit him, and just ask him if he'll do the event for you. So that was the naughtiest response I've had to someone asking for something ridiculous from me and just kept pressuring me. So unfortunately, the cheeky side of me came out. It just couldn't quite. Well, it probably could have helped itself. I haven't had to do that since. But I think the weirdest place. Geez, I've just read in some pretty weird places. I've read in shopping centres. I've read in the Crown Casino in Melbourne. You know, and interestingly, in the Las Vegas, they had the Las Vegas part of Crown Casino. So I actually sort of had joked up until a few months before that, geez, I think that with all of my touring around Australia, my experience over the last 20-something, God knows how many years now, I think I'm probably due for, you know, being a bit like actors and singers when they get a bit old. You sort of have them going to Las Vegas and they do a tour in Las Vegas. And then next thing I got asked to do Crown Casino when they had Las Vegas week, and I went, yes. So I had a 6-month gig there, and I thought, yep, this is my Las Vegas tour. I don't actually have to travel after this.
Oh, my goodness. You didn't actually get out one of those cat suits with all the glitter on it to do the readings in, did you?
I get into one of those, so I just kept it really nice because I had to have a really high standard of hair and makeup and dress, so it was all very formal. And I've got doof, 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 doof going on in the background and woo, with the whirly lights. And somehow in all of that, I was still reading people accurately all night long. So it was actually, I've read in places where crazy things like that are happening in nightclubs and all sorts of things, and I still managed to somehow poke a hole through the smoke filters that are going through the machine there and still keep reading. So, yeah, it's been an interesting life doing this.
It sure has. I understand. Spirit of Funny, though, they can put us in weird spots and say, there you go, we know you can do it, and look out, you're just going, oh, my God, and just doing it, aren't you, sometimes?
I think sometimes they say, here, go and handle that.
I think they sit back and have a laugh at some of the things they get us to do some of the time, too. Oh, my God, look at them down there. They must. Yeah, so we're doing an expo this weekend, aren't we, you and me?
You have organised a wonderful event up in Horsham, so it's the first time I think they've had anything in Horsham for a very long time on this level. So I'm really excited about that. I was really excited about the way that you're doing your expos and going right out into those areas that they haven't had anything because, you know, that's where we need to go. You know, and so looking forward to it.
Yes, it's been a very big challenge, and that's where, oh, my goodness, it's been a very big amount of work for me to get together, I must say. But it's all come together really nice, and we're really excited for this weekend, and it's going to be really awesome. So it's been on the radio in Victoria here, the expo. Yeah, so, whoa, is all I can say.
I used to say when I was organising stuff like this, but not on that scale, I used to say I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Oh, well, I certainly haven't had much sleep lately with all the stuff that's going on in my head, getting this organised and doing my readings and juggling everything and trying to write a book. So that's not really getting much work done on it. So, oh, yeah, it is a crazy life as a light worker, isn't it? All the different things that they've got you know, hats on and off for different parts of the day that you've got to keep up with. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love doing what I do, as do you. And it brought us together, didn't it, Jacqueline?
Absolutely, darling. It's been a very interesting time in this field over the last couple of years as well. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, I think when we first met way back in 2009, we went through Facebook, didn't we?
I think we might have, and then I think I saw you at the Conscious Living Festival. That was my first time back out at expos in about a decade.
That was the first time we actually met in the physical. Otherwise, we were just Facebook.
Hi. Yes.
And you were at the Conscious Living Expo, and I came around the corner, and there you were, and I thought, oh my God, she's real.
I exist in somewhere other than cyberspace.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because it does seem pretty surreal to meet somebody that you've seen on Facebook. Doesn't matter who they are. When you finally meet them in person, it's like, oh my goodness, you know. Well, I find it that way. I don't know. Do you?
I sometimes do, and I sometimes find that Yeah, it's. I think it's just really interesting getting out to these events as well, because you see people in different moods as they're setting up, and then they're sort of off here and off there, and so yeah, it gets really interesting. But often with you and me, it's sort of like you get in, you load up, you sit down, and that's it for the day. You're just bang, here we go. So it's reading after reading after reading, and I'm actually at one of these events. I was actually reading at the stand, one-to-one, going up on stage, reading for like a whole audience, coming off stage straight onto a radio interview on which the hosts wanted me to read them. And then straight after that, I was back to my one-to-one clients. And I actually sit back now and think about that and go, you know what, that's totally insane. It's just too much.
Yeah. That's an example of spirit saying, ha, 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 there you go, look at you, look at what we've got you doing.
Absolutely. I don't think there's such a thing as comfort zones, because you sort of go, I just want to under the covers for a few days. I'm an introvert, really, even though I look like an extrovert. And, and then it's like, no, out you go again. Here you go. Yeah. Stuck with it now. You can't get away from us.
No, that is true. Well, guess who we've got on the line today, Jacqueline?
Well, it looks like Cheryl from Port Augusta.
Yay! Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Hello. How you going?
We're good. We're having a great time. How about you? Are you having a good day?
Oh, I certainly am. It's beautiful here today.
Yeah, you're over in South Australia.
Yes.
Yay! Nice and warm over there, is it?
Oh, we've got a cool 29 today, but we have been up around 46, 47, so it's quite pleasant.
We've had a hot summer. I'm glad it's finishing, to be honest. I'm looking forward to the autumn weather.
I like the summer.
Do you? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So have you got a certain question? I'm going to ask Jacqueline to step in and give you a reading since she's my guest today. So,
Hi, Cheryl. How are you going?
Good, thank you. Anything to do with work or any spiritual messages for me?
Yeah, well, I'm seeing your aura. Actually got a lot of activity there with the mauves and the hot pink colours, and I've also got red around your feet. So I'd just be sort of feeling as if there's a lot of this need to stamp your feet on the ground at the moment, and that there's this need to just keep moving, keep active at the moment. That red can also signify new opportunities because it's down around your feet, and particularly around the left foot. That sort of signifying that there be something new and exciting going on there that's going to need a lot of your energy. The mauves around you do talk about you having a lot of intuition there. Sometimes you're listening to it, sometimes you're going really against it, and then you're going, oh, damn it, I knew it later on. And that's the sort of thing I've got going on there. But whether you've been feeling a bit of a kind of, it's kind of like a bit of burnout, but you're still energised. So whether there's a burnout in a certain subject or a frustration around a certain subject that's been going on, if I can grab your date of birth as well, because I'll actually look from there as well.
28th of the 5th, 62.
Yeah, okay, so that's why I'm getting that. So definitely I would see change, challenge, opportunity this year, and just a matter of having to keep your chin up at the moment. And have you also been feeling, can you relate to that burnout sort of feeling or frustration just recently?
I'm really tired. I was felt like I'd slept for about 3 weeks.
Yep, absolutely.
Really
That's I think that's where I'm really getting that from, that kind of tiredness with that. And I would just what I would say is, although you may be tired, it may be worth doing a little bit of a different stretching or some kind of very short exercises that can just sort of reinvigorate you. Sometimes even if you've got one of those big fit balls and you can put that up against the wall and maybe do 10 squats or something. That can just re-energise you even if you're feeling completely flat. There will be a lot of challenge opportunities here. And in the word challenge, I really get that as new and exciting challenge in the work field, and that's how I'm kind of seeing that energy. There's a need to recoup your confidence at the moment as well, so that will have a relationship to some of that tiredness also. So the tiredness is not just coming from the physical, there's sort of an emotional sort of link to that. But this year is really all about the sorting of wheat from chaff and really working out, I guess I would call it time and stress management, and also working out what the balances are for you to make sure that you're happy with what you're doing. And where people are frustrating you, sometimes a really good deep breath and then sitting back and going, okay, well, that's their problem. I've done as much as I can to help them, and they really have to sort the rest out now. It's like you really have to breathe out and away any stress or any sort of obligation, I guess, to people who need to sort it out for themselves, if that makes sense for you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I would have for you. So thank you so much for that, Cheryl. Did you have something to add to that, Michelle?
No, not at the moment. I could really feel where you were picking up on for that with Cheryl, Jacqueline. And I thought that, yeah, she's going to be moving forward very soon, though. There is going to be a new energy coming in, because often when you get the red around the feet, that's such a grounding. It's the base chakra. It's grounding for her. So it's telling her to take time out, but to listen, because you've got the modes, like Jacqueline said there, and it is telling you to listen to your intuition, listen to your guidance as well while you're in this grounded state, because it's going to give you the time to move when the energy changes there for you, which is not going to be that far away, okay? So let go of those people that have been irritating you, getting under your skin, that sort of thing, because they're going to be moving out of your life as this new energy moves in and around you in the next, I'm going to say 6 months, okay? Because I do feel the middle of the year is going to be significant for you in some way as well.
Yeah, I feel like big changes are coming in, and it's funny you said red and my feet, because my feet and my base chakra have been buzzing.
Yep, there you go. So keep grounding and keep, if you can, put your feet literally in the earth, if it's red earth, if it's grass, if it's sand, just really get into that, and even growing tree roots in your mind down through your feet right into the earth and just really connecting, that can also help you as well. But that discharge of energy through just a bit of movement can also help as well.
Yeah, I've been trying to get on the ground at least a couple of times a week.
Yeah, keep it going.
And get down to the sea. You've got the sea down there too. So you've got the sea energy to cleanse yourself on an emotional level as well. So it's got quite red sand over there too, don't you?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, so there's lots of red, lots of base chakra, lots of grounding, lots of growth from that earth energy, like Jacqueline said, coming in for you.
Oh, great.
So enjoy, okay? All right, we're going to leave you now, Cheryl. Okay, let us know how you go when it all activates. And we're going to move on to Karen in Castro Valley, California. Hi, Karen. How are you?
Good evening, ladies. How are you?
I'm good. How's your day been over there?
Pardon me?
How has your day been?
Doctor's appointments.
Oh,
trying to relax and recover from one.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to hand you over to Jacqueline for her to give you a quick little, her little insight into what she's picking up around you.
I've got, hi there, Karen, I'll be very quick because I don't know that we've got much time, but I'll do my best for you in that time. I do feel a beautiful, loving, warm energy, and you do put out a lot of solar plexus energy as well. It's like this warm, caring kind of energy. But what I got immediately was I've got that weird dragon from the movie Never Ending Story, and I've got the song going, Never Ending Story, da 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 da. You know, and that was was happening when you were saying about the doctor's visits, and it was like, oh, I'm so sick of this. It's just never-ending story. Now, there's only so many times you can listen to that song until you've absolutely had it, isn't it? So I would really say that although we've got the never-ending story going on there, which is what it can feel like it's already been, I do feel that's shifting for you dramatically over the next few months. I'm being told April particularly, when you'll start to get a bit of, I think, light comic relief in one way, but you'll also get light relief as well. So there's going to be fun and funny times with that, but also the ability to lift off and sort of feel like, yes, I'm starting to get somewhere. I do feel as if whether you've recently felt a bit stuck, a bit trapped, a bit stagnant, can't really get moving, and whether this involved potentials of surgery, I do wonder. But I would feel as if we're seeing the bright, shiny sort of sunshine coming out at the end of this. So you sort of just have to keep nurturing yourself at the moment and don't allow other people's expectations, I guess, and sometimes as well, they're well-meaning but uninformed concepts to get in your way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like you've got a few people around you who are like, oh, don't worry, and it's like you've got no idea. So you just got to be able to shrug that off a bit. I'm
doing the best I can in that area.
You really are, and it is really challenging, and it may be part of that whole song, The Never-Ending Story, where they're giving you the same story each time. But I think the thing is, you know well and truly what you need to do for your well-being and for what's going on in your family as well, and around the friendship group. So you've just got to keep listening to yourself on that level, because that's you've been always pretty bang on, spot on with that. You just have to release, I guess, some of the more turbid feelings around this. So where you're sort of feeling as if, oh God, if I had to listen to that one more time, that's where you sort of just have to go and maybe think of something else. Maybe imagine yourself in the forest in spring, all these sort of things. Just because I'm wanting to change that olive khaki green into an emerald green colour. And so we're sort of dealing with, on one level, the heart chakra, but on the other level, we're dealing with, in Chinese medicine, we're dealing there actually with the liver. And so, when we sort of got a lot of heaviness on the liver, we can sort of feel really, and that's not the physical, liver. We're talking about the emotional sort of aspect of that. So really it's about finding the peace within you at the moment, rather than, I guess, trying to necessarily make good or keep good with other people just for the sake of them. If that means you have to sort of switch off from them just for a little while. Oh, look, I'll get back to you, famous saying of Jacqueline. That can really just help, because it's like alone time will really help with this on one level at the moment, but time with those that understand is also important at the moment. So I hope that helps you.
Yes, you were right on top with the liver. You were right on top with the medical stuff being it's the same old story. But I've also got the same old story running through my current relationships and my career and finances. So it's like it is the same old story.
It really is, but I do think you've got the knowledge of what you need to do. It's just very hard to do it, and you are having to take this one step at a time to actually breathe your way through and then get through and then have the solutions and be able to make them happen, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I said, April's much better.
And I'm just picking up a lady in spirit that's around you, and she's sending you lots of love, and she's saying that you are going to be okay. And we are running out of time, so I'm not going to be able to go into too much with what this lady's bringing forth for you. But she's wanting you to know you're going to be okay. You're going to come out the other side of this fine. She's sending you lots of love, and she's connected to you. I feel it's like on your mum's side of the family, okay? And she's saying that the health issues around you were also relevant for her in her life. So she is with you a lot of the time, helping you to be in the situation you're in. So you're able to draw strength from her, is what she's saying to you at the moment, okay? And she's at this time, she's wrapping her arms around you and giving you a great big cuddle, and I get a big shiver as I say that to you. So just so you know that she's with you and sending you lots of love and helping you through those times where nobody else gets where you're at the moment, okay?
Yeah, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Okay, wow. I can't believe how fast that time flies by.
Just flies on through.
It does. Oh, we're coming up to the close of the show. So, Jacqueline, where can people contact you if they'd like to book in for a reading with you?
Probably the easiest way is just Google Jacqueline Close Moore, and that's JACQUELENE, and you'll find the rest.
Okay. And, of course, guys, you can find me on my Facebook page, Psychic Michelle Conway, or I do have a website, which is psychicmichelleconway.com. And we'll look forward to being back. Well, I will next week. And it's been great having you on, Jacqueline. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Dale.
It was a pleasure. And we'll have to do it again real soon because it was lots of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely loved it as well, and an absolute honour to be on air with you again, Dale.